Hey, this is Ken from Coffee Crafters, and I did a roast test on the Kona, or actually it's not Kona coffee, it's actually coffee from Kauai when I was on vacation recently, which I didn't even know they had been testing coffee growing there, of Arabica beans at low elevation. So it was a good test because this is a variety of Brazil shrubs that were imported to plant there. So I roasted a lot of Brazil, so I kind of know what to expect from that. And so I wanted to do a good test, so I did AeroPress, I did French press, drip, I put some in coffee pods, and after doing all that testing, I have to say, the results were completely underwhelming. I guess you can take the shrub out of the country, but the flavor doesn't go with it. And that was one of the things about testing growing Arabica beans at low elevation. And the reason they're doing this is because as the high elevation Arabica bean supply becomes more and more challenged, they got to figure out something else to do to meet the world's demand. What I did do with it, though, is I used it as a blending bean, which I don't know about the rest of you, but I've used Brazil as a blending bean for years because, you know, it's a third of our world production and it's always reasonably priced. And Brazil has that nice, sweet, neutral, more tones that do well with blending coffees that have more distinct flavors. So it actually was pretty good when I blended it. I blended it with Guatemalan, a 50-50 blend, and I also blended it with a Yirgacheffe 50-50 blend, and it was acceptable. So obviously, coffee from Kauai is probably not going to be one that you're going to be buying to blend with because it was $140 for 5 pounds. So it kind of goes by the pricing that Kona coffee goes by. Which is not my favorite coffee on the planet, but it does appeal to the tourist. But the interesting thing is, it does show promise in increasing the coffee production by planting at lower elevation. There's been a research project going on in Costa Rica, I think it started about in 2020, and one of the problems with growing Arabica coffee at low elevation is the shrubs are really susceptible to fungus and pests and predators. So they've been very successful in their project there, and they probably put more time in it than a lot of places, although there are projects going on around the world with people trying the same thing. They've got their mortality rate from 39% on these shrubs down to 7% of fresh plantings, which is actually pretty good. So I think what you're going to see in the future is you are going to see low elevation Arabica bean production increase around the world. It grows quickly, and you know there'll be fairly good numbers on production, and I would see that taking over a lot of the pressure off of Brazil growing enough coffee, because Brazil is one of the #1 blending beans around the world and good as single origin as well. But it was interesting to see that you grow the same shrub, different location, completely different flavor profile. The flavor profile was a little flat. It just didn't have a lot of going on like a regular Brazil. I like Brazil coffee even as a single origin. But anyway, I want to report back and let you know how that was going, and might do a little bit more research on other projects going on around the world and see what kind of a volume they are anticipating they're going to add, because as everybody knows, price of coffee is going up, the demand is going up, and so the prices are going to follow that. So we'll see what happens with that in the future. So anyway, that was my latest update on my coffee from Kauai and my vacation there. And so thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.